Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Friday the 18th of August. But first, a quick recap. I tell you what, I'm on a rant. I do believe in a lot of those races today we was on the right horse. How many horses did we have that travelled well and got into trouble it seemed like every single time. We had horses that were back from 14s to much smaller prices. You think, hey, we're on the right one here. And then the jockey gives it an absolute stinker. Yeah, and I am talking through my pocket. And if you're disappointed, yeah, we're talking through his pockets. But I think we've got every right to be. You spend all this time thinking. I understand why people look really closely to the form, like it's receiving an extra £2, or it's £2 more favourable terms than last time this horse beat it. I tell you what, I'll be honest, a lot of the time it doesn't matter. It's all down to, let's say a horse beat another horse by a length, and it was giving it £4 that day. This time the other horse was receiving £12 for £2 or whatever I've just said, and it's all irrelevant because you've got the going. You've got the draw bias or the going bias. You know, like when it's actually favouring one side to the other. You've got the jockeys riding absolute stinkers, and yes, I am frustrated. So let me get on to Fridays. So Thursday, I'm disappointed because there were two of those. One of those could have won. Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. Clifford Lee on, what was it, Anna Gold? I thought Reach was given an absolute stinker. Yeah, don't get wrong, it pulled hard, but it was pulling hard and relatively keen in third place. Yeah, the turn for the straight, the turn home or into the home straight. All of a sudden, it was sat last and still struggling for a run. Everything had gone by it, and yeah, the first horse. I actually thought it ran well. To say it lost, what was it? 5, 6, 7, 8 lengths at the start. Probably 7 lengths, I'd guess. It actually moved into contention for a place, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, it was comfortably beaten from 4th place, but I think it came 7th in the end. But I think it returned 50 to 1 in the end. A 50 to 1er, giving everything 7 length start. Let's be honest, we're probably going to need a decent break for our 50 to 1er to get a good chance for a place. Never mind giving everything 7 length start. So, yeah, anyway, let's get into Fridays. So, if you give me a like or a subscribe, that'll be fantastic. What I will say is I'm having a real good study, and I'm kind of contradicting everything I've just been ranting about. I'm getting my head stuck in form book. I'm going to look at draw biases and everything Friday night. So I'm not quite sure when the video will be out. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, so you get a notification. Click on all notifications, I think it is. If you don't want to stay subscribed, come Saturday, unsubscribe. I don't mind. It's no issue whatsoever. It's just that you will get a notification because I'm going I say quite hard. I'm focusing on the draw bias on Saturday at Ripon. It's getting out showers between now and race time, on and off as showers are. So there we go. So yeah, subscribe if you want to. I don't mind if you don't want to. Let's get into Friday. So it's a £10 stake, I believe, after all that. The first bet is a 25p each way in Paynton. Comes to £3 for this. So I've topped it up by doubling up the singles again. So I've had another 25p each way singles. So it takes this bet. I can't even speak now. I'm just tired. Roll on Friday, and I'm not one of them who can't stand the days of the week because I enjoy my job. I'm just frustrated. So 25p each way Paynton, topped up with 25p each way singles. The first selection is LDR at 16 to 1 in the 140 at Wolverhampton, paying 4 places instead of 3. Very well handicapped now. I do believe it won a race on this card last year, or at least it ran very well. I could be getting confused with Merthyr, but out of the first two selections, they both ran around the 12th of August at Wolverhampton last year. LDR should not be the outside of the lot. It is very well handicapped. Will it win tomorrow? Well, we'd best ask the jockey that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm expecting it. It is very well handicapped. It could run a place tomorrow. and 16 to 1 is too big a price to ignore. The second selection is Merber at 10 to 1 in the 4 o'clock at Wolverhampton, paying 4 places instead of 3. Well, on Sky Bet, this Merber has already been back down from 16s because I was expecting a much bigger price. I've took the price because it gives me a chance to catch out if it looks like we're going to bring the house down. Yeah. Another one that is very well handicapped. It has recently been held up off the pace or been messed around with, all kinds of things. But last year, I think this is the one that won the race or won a race last year on the Wolverhampton card. It actually made all. Well, it doesn't even look close to making all in the previous runs that it's actually had. It's been slightly in touch, but also held up. So who knows what tactics they're going to use tomorrow? All I'm saying is it is very well handicapped. It is also the same trainer as LDR, Anthony Britton. The third selection is a trainer I am a fan of. It is Jonathan Portman. And it's actually Linwood Lad at 16 to 1 in the 4:35 at Wolverhampton, paying 4 places instead of 3. This is an all-weather horse. It was running okay on the all-weather. Had a break. It's returned on the turf, not done so well. Dropped to a favourable mark. I think it's rated 50 now. And all its Racing Post rating runs on the all-weather, albeit Kempton, was mid to high 50s. I do believe it could run well. It's certainly handicapped to be competitive. It's like I'm using some kind of disclaimer now, isn't it? Don't come anywhere. Right. Hold tight. The next bet is a 10 pence each way, lucky 15, and £1 each way fourfold. Comes to a fiver again. So, I am focusing on the draw bias at Thirsk. It has given out showers, quite heavy showers, although infrequent when it does happen before racing. Between, I think, early hours till dinner time. Feel free, I tell you what, let me bore you even more. So let's look at Thirsk. Right, Thirsk race course. This is current. This is at 8:30. Well, as you can see, I didn't think you could see, but let's go. Let's click up by an hour. So 11:30, midnight. Right, here we go. This isn't heavy rain. This is drizzle and a bit more than that. So this is 8:30 in the morning. I wouldn't. I can't imagine the rain encircling Thirsk without there actually being a drop. So things do change. So it's all surrounding, yeah. So as you can see, light blue is 1 to 2 mil per hour. So that's sorry. So as you can see, there is rain forecast on the day, which I'm quite interested in now it's on the day, because I think that makes a bigger difference than whether it's actually soft going into the meeting. So the first selection is, so what I'm saying is, on the straight course, which is 6 furlongs and shorter, you want high numbers. The stalls are based in the centre. Low numbers can win because sometimes they smash out and track over very quickly to this near side. However, I am going for horses that can run a decent race, that are already drawn high and don't have to travel quite so far to bag this near side rail. First selection is Almirada Prince at 5 to 1 in the 5:25 at Thirsk. It's not a great price, but it's got a decent, very, very good draw, and I think it could be hard to beat. Definitely hard to kick out the frame. I wouldn't say it's a free go, but the price is like, it needs to win, really. Second selection is Jungle Jim at 6 to 1 in the 6 o'clock at Thirsk. This horse came placed by employing these tactics last time. So technically it was receiving all the benefits last time it ran. So the quality of the run may be slightly exuberated by the fact it had all the conditions in its favour, the high draw and the soft ground. It's got the same again, so I just think it's got a good chance of a place again. We're ideally going for the win. This horse is one of the most frustrating horses in training that I have backed even before I started the channel. It is Valley of Flowers at 7-1 in the 7:45 at Thirsk, paying 5 places instead of 3. I think tomorrow is the day for it. It's a monkey. It tends to run keen, travel very well into the race. This is when it's held up. Bearing in mind, it's run all kinds of different tactics. It tends to run keen when it's held towards the bike, travel very well into the race, normally either take the lead and then not find a great deal. It's also raced prominently and ran some very good races and just like been asked, well, fell short just towards the end. Joanna Mason, regular jockey. Come on, Joanna. And finally, Diamond Hayes at 20-1 in the 8:20 at Thirsk, paying 4 places instead of 3. It doesn't mind if this horse doesn't mind if the ground is slightly slower than good. It's a horse that can race and does normally race prominently, and hopefully should take full advantage of the draw. It's actually around the bend, so if it's the first round the bend and gets a relatively easy lead, you may see it coming over to the near side. Normally they stay towards the middle, but if it comes to the near side, it's very interesting. 20-1 is too big a price to ignore. So those are all the selections for Friday. I apologise for the rant, but they could well be one Friday night as well. Give me a like or a subscribe, or give me a comment. I really appreciate it. I've got to go to bed. Good night.